Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Soha, the Consumer Product Marketing Manager for Outlook. Writing emails can get overwhelming, especially when you're trying to say the right thing, but you're short on time and energy. Today, I'm going to show you how Copilot in Outlook can help you draft an email, check your grammar, and adjust the tone so it sounds like something you'd actually say. Many subscribers are already using Copilot to collaborate on emails. They write simple prompts and get coaching along the way to improve their communications. Now, Georgia has a very tricky email to write. Yes, there's been an issue with the venue, but she's done a whole bunch of work with Copilot in Microsoft 365 to update the plan. She wants her couple to have peace of mind that everything is taken care of, while still providing the key details they need. The nice thing here is Georgia doesn't have to overthink the prompt. She can just type a sentence or two and kick off that first draft. Now, she's going to click on Help Me Write in a new email. Describe what she wants and just let Copilot do the work. So she says, help me write an email to Emily and Brad about a last-minute change to their wedding plans. The new venue is Lone Sky Ranch, and I'll call her later today to talk and answer questions. If she wants to give Copilot more context, she can add the documents that you saw her working on earlier in this webinar. And once uploaded, it can pull it in. Of course, I didn't do this in this draft because I wanted to show you how even a simple prompt can get to a pretty good starting point. And as you can see, Copilot already has a first draft in the email. When things are hectic, this takes a lot of the mental load off because she's not starting from a blank page. Emily and Brad has been stored as a contact, so Copilot was able to bring their email into the to-line. Instead of trying to write every word from scratch, Georgia can now spend her time reacting and refining. She can skim the draft, make sure it hits the key points, tweak anything she wants. So let's make a few changes. But before we ask Copilot for a revision, let's double check one thing. Did she already email the vendors about the change? Instead of leaving the draft to go and dig through the sent folder or do a random search, Georgia can just ask Copilot. So in the same chat, she's going to ask a very simple question. Did I email the catering team? Copilot is grounded in Outlook, meaning it can look for emails, meetings, and any other information in your inbox to help you answer questions. So it's more than a writing partner. It's an inbox assistant that can give you context and suggestions based on what's already in your Outlook. And now that we know that, yes, we did email the catering team, George can go back to your draft and focus on some tone changes. Because a big part of being a great wedding planner is being a calming presence in the chaos. And right now, Emily and Brad probably have a lot on their minds. So let's ask Copilot to update the tone a bit. We want something that's a little bit more calming and reassuring. Just let them know that the vendors are notified. This is where Copilot really helps you iterate. If the tone still isn't quite right, Georgia can keep going. She can ask for a version that's more direct, maybe more professional, whatever feels right for the situation without rewriting the whole thing herself. And we've got a really good, I think, even-keeled and reassuring draft here. So I'm going to hit replace. And it's not just tone. She can ask Copilot to shorten the email, make it clear, or keep refining until it sounds the way that she wants. Because emails are ultimately personal communications, and sometimes it's helpful to add a more human touch. So let's write a heartfelt note to the couple, just letting them know that we appreciate all the trust they've put in us. So something simple like, thank you for trusting me with your big day. You have been so great to work with. Ooh, boy. All right, Alan, this is the sad part about doing this live is you all get to see how bad I've been typing. The upside is, though, I don't really have to go back and make all those changes. We've got, some misspelling, some poor grammar. I can actually just have Copilot do this for me by saying, proofread this. Now, I've shown you a bunch of different ways that you can make these kinds of updates. And as you can see, we've updated the whole document and proofread it. You can also do the same kind of a thing where we just go back to that specific sentence and say, proofread this. Or maybe we only really wanted to update the first paragraph and we want to make that one reassuring and everything else was fine. You can just do some highlighting, give Copilot the prompt to update this section, and you'll be good to go. But we really wanted to show off the power of Copilot being able to update an entire email. And look at that. Georgia has a whole email ready to go from a few simple prompts. It's professional, it's authentic, and came together in only a few minutes. Copilot helps you get the words onto the page, but it's you, ultimately, who gets to hit send. Microsoft 365 subscribers can use these new features in Outlook starting this week on the new Outlook for Windows, mobile, and web. Make sure your email ends in @Outlook, @Hotmail, or @live.com. And if you're using a different email address in Outlook, look for updates from the team on bringing these features to other email addresses.